Have you ever wondered what really goes on in a seller's consultation appointment? If you have lived in your home for decades, this video is for you. I work with many homeowners that have lived in their homes for 20 plus years. In many situations, they have lived in their homes for 30 to 50 years as well. Our conversations usually go over the emotional side, pricing, over improvements, and what is it really that the buyers out there are looking for. Today, I will walk you through this conversation because it brings questions that every seller should be asking to their realtor in their consultation appointment before they put their house up for sale on the market. This homeowner started by telling me, I've been here for 35 years. That's powerful. That tells me the house holds decades of memories and selling it is a big emotional decision. He said, if I'm going to sell, I want top dollar, which is totally fair. Every homeowner would like to net the most money from the sale of their house. But to make the most money out of the sale of your home does not mean you price it very high. It means pricing your house smart to get the maximum number of buyers that are qualified to buy your home through your house. If your house is priced right, it's going to attract the right home buyers that are willing to pay that price, and sometimes they are willing to pay more if the house is priced right. Then this homeowner mentions that the house down the street sold for $2 million. And he said that I want the same money. And then I asked him, was the house down the street remodeled? He said, yes, it was totally remodeled with top-notch everything throughout the whole house. Then I said, thank you for mentioning this, because a house that is totally remodeled will be priced different from a house that is dated and different from a house that is in between. This is where my appraiser background comes in. I know what are the upgrades that home buyers are looking for and what are the upgrades home sellers should do to their homes that will raise the value of their home, and which ones are more about enjoyment than return on investment. So we cannot compare oranges to apples. We have to compare two homes that are very similar in number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, square footage of living space, square footage of a lot, and also, most importantly, the location. Then that home seller mentioned to me that he spent $60,000 on his patio and deck. I would say this is over improving. If you have $60,000 and you want to spend it on your house and get the value back, I highly recommend that you spend that on the painting of the interior of your home and flooring, not the deck. Because buyers nowadays may like this upgraded deck, but it will not add value to the house. The updates that add value to the home is painting the interior, upgrading the flooring, remodeling the kitchen and the bathrooms. And definitely a kitchen remodel does always add a lot of value to a home, because the kitchen is the heart of the house. Whenever you have family or friends over, where do we always gather? We do gather in the kitchen. And we also talked about how home buyers walk through a house and what really goes in their mind while they are going through a house. They're not going to be thinking, oh, wow, the homeowner of this house must be proud of this feature or that feature. They are going to be thinking about what is the layout like? How does the floor plan flow? How much work do they need to do to make this house functional and modern and easy for them to use? And then they will be thinking about, is this house priced right? Is this house really worth the asking price, or less or more? Home buyers, when they are shopping for a home, they are not willing to pay for pride. They are willing to pay for features, finishings, condition, and location. Buyers are shopping with logic and sometimes emotions, but they are not shopping for a house with sentiment. That's why we have to detach ourselves from the memories and focus on the market. Then we had to talk about pricing, and usually this is a very sensitive matter with the homeowner because they are so attached to their home. They lived in their house for a very long time. But when I am pricing a home, I look at the market activity that has been happening for the last 3 to 6 months. And I have to look at the most recent sold homes very close to this house. If I can stay within 3 months closed sales, 1 mile radius from the house, and I have to look at homes that are very similar in living size, square footage, the lot size, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and condition, that will be the perfect match as a comparable that I will measure my listing up to when I price their house to sell. Also, I have to be very, very market sensitive to what time of the year I am in because pricing a house in spring is different from pricing a house in the summer, fall, or winter. When pricing a home, I have to be very, very careful, price it right, a little tiny bit less than how much everybody is willing to pay. And when I said that to the home seller, he says, What? What do you mean? My answer to this will be if we price the house right and slightly under the last sale, I don't want to give away your house. I definitely want you to net the most money from the sale. And by doing that, pricing the house right, that creates urgency. It makes all those buyers that are looking in that neighborhood come to see their house. And when all those people come to see your house, it does create competition, and competition pushes up the price. But if you price your house high, that pushes people away. You are chasing the market and chasing the right home buyers away from your home. I want to make sure you are aware that the first 2 weeks of your house being on the market is when you have the highest buyer activity on your home. And you do not want to miss on those first 2 weeks. You do not want to lose momentum because after 2 weeks, new homes will come on the market and buyers' attention will start going away from your home to those next homes that came active on the market that are newer. And then the home seller said, Oh, I will do price reductions. My answer to this was if your house sits on the market and you start doing price reductions, you already lost momentum and the buyers already moved on to the next homes. And what's going to happen is you do price reduction after the other and you will get one buyer that will bid on your house, and that one buyer will negotiate everything they can negotiate, and you will end up selling for much less than what you have sold for if you priced your house right from day one. I rather sell your house in 10 to 15 days rather than having it sit on the market for 2 to 3 months and buyers out there are thinking, what's wrong with that house? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with your house other than you insisted on listing your home for a very high price. At the end of our conversation, he said, I see what you're saying. I actually have been watching neighbors' homes that have been sitting on the market for 60 to 90 days, and then they actually do sell for less than what they are actually worth because they did ask for a high sale price. He did realize that pricing his home should be based on condition and comparables, not based on emotional attachment. Every homeowner deserves a conversation like this. They deserve an honest conversation that is supported by real estate market data and numbers. Not someone will tell you what you want to hear, but they tell you what you need to know exactly. If you have lived in your house for decades and you are thinking about selling, I will help you understand what your house is really worth, what buyers are looking for and what they will see, and how to price it for success. My name is Heba Rayan. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in Danville in the East Bay, and I was a former real estate appraiser. I do specialize in selling homes in Danville, Walnut Creek, Lafayette, and Dublin, and the surrounding neighborhoods. I do help home sellers prepare their homes and price them right and profit, and I would love to help you too. Let me know in the comments or send me a message and I'll be very happy to contact you direct. Have a great day.